Well, hello and welcome back to old Kenny's Real World Photography. I'm not going to try to knock you out with science or technology. I just want to tell you it like it is, okay? How I see these things I talk about. Today, guys, I want to hit up on something. I've touched on this lens a little bit before, but it seems like since this holiday season's coming in, something's going on with this lens because a lot of people are looking for it again. It's the older Sigma 70 to 200. It's this APO DG HSM. It's the older one. You know, they have the new sports version, which is like $14.99. It's supposed to be a great lens. I've not even seen one out anywhere. But this lens right here, guys, a lot of people are looking for it. And right now, I think what it is a lot of stores still have new ones. I think when Sigma came out with this newer version, the sports version, a lot of people still had this lens in stock. And that may be the reason why I'm seeing a lot of interest in it. And I thought, well, today I'll just kind of tell you my experience with the lens, and I'll put some pictures up in the background behind me, even though you really can't tell the difference between any 70-200. And that's one thing too. I also want to make a point of, you can watch tons of videos about this lens and all the other 70 to 200s out there, guys, and nobody has a drastic advantage over each other, except for maybe in price with the Nikon lens. I bought mine when I was in China, when the lens was brand new, about $12.99, and I chose it over a Nikon. The store that I got this lens from had the Nikon lens, and I thought the Nikon lens was too loose. I did not like it. It felt cheap here. We know the lens is great, okay? There's no doubt about it. The Nikon lenses are fantastic, excuse me. But I did not like, I felt like there was just not enough resistance here. And maybe if the lens got older, maybe it would be too sloppy. So I wanted a firmer lens, so I chose this one. I like the feel of it today. I bought this thing at least 6 years ago. Like I said, I was still in China working, and it still feels just as good today. And I use it on almost every photo shoot, especially when I want to knock out the background. If you want a beautiful, knock out the background shot, shooting at 150 to 200 millimeters at f2.8, you get it, and it looks fantastic. When I first got this lens, I was out walking around. I had a little Nikon D5600, a little crop, I'll shoot crop sensor regardless. This was a lens or a camera I just wanted for walking around, and I was out test shooting that camera with this lens, and I ended up falling into a photo shoot basically with it, and it performed awesome. The very, very first thing I noticed about this lens, like most Sigma lenses, even the cheapest Sigma lens has good resolution, good color rendition, and I was really pleased with that. And I also immediately noticed how sharp the lens was. This lens, of course, if you buy a $1,300 lens, you expect it to be pretty sharp, right? Well, me too. But I was really, really surprised. I was out walking around. I was taking pictures of statues and stuff like that. And when I got home and started reviewing these shots, hey, I was really, really pleased, okay? So I had resolution, color rendition. I had all those things going for me, and it was sharp from 70 to 200, really sharp. And then when you shoot models, because I'm a portrait photographer primarily. I don't walk around. If I want to shoot a bird, I'll get a 300 or my 500 lens. But if you're out shooting a model, f2.8, 150, 200 millimeter focal, it's beautiful. It's really pretty. I don't pay attention to there's somebody that will naysay everything, okay? If you had a D850 or one of the new Z cameras, there's always somebody that's going to knock something about it. So in some people's eyes, you will never have the perfect camera, you'll never have the perfect lens, blah, 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 blah. It's what it can do for you. Okay? I love this rascal. The first thing you'll notice here, if you can see that, the switches that you have, a manual, auto, you have, stabilization, you have off and 1 and 2, and the number 2 on this, guys, I don't know if you see it. The number 2 on this is basically if you're shooting kind of portrait mode, it helps there. And 1, it's just a general purpose. The one thing I'll tell you about the Sigma, it might take a second for the stabilization to lock. If you're pointing down at that model, and you're locking that square on her face, it'll freeze that frame, but it may take a second. Then ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So I don't know how good that works in the action field. I've used this out like on soccer fields and stuff like that, and I never had any problems at all. But it's something I noticed and something they talk about with this lens. Aim it, let it lock, get your shot. It's fairly heavy. I think it's just a hair lighter than the Nikon lens is. And it'll come, if you can find it new, like I said, this lens is still a great lens for today. It comes in a real heavily padded foam bag. It's got 2 different lens hood attachments. It's got this little thin one you can put on if you're using your crop sensor camera for that extra reach. Then the hood itself is pretty big, so when it's all hooked up, it's a pretty wicked looking lens. 77mm filter, comes with a tripod attachment here, which I use like handlebars when I walk around with this lens. I kind of keep it folded up like this, ready to pop. It's really, to me, it's really well built. I've heard there's always somebody that's going to say something about it, but like I said, it feels really, really good, and that's one thing I like. I like the comfort of it. Like I said, it looks really wicked anyhow. Here's the only thing I'm going to tell you that it's not a drawback, guys, but it is not weather sealed. It is, of course, like you would expect. It has the metal mounting bracket. I think it's a 9-blade, but it does not have a weather O-ring. It's not weather sealed. So if you're shooting out on a dirt track or a motorcycle track or something like that, I don't know. I've never had dirt or dust get into any lens back here ever. I mean, any lens I own, even the cheapest ones, I've never had that happen. You can get water in some sometimes though, but I've never had a dust problem. But I would maybe avoid thunderstorms and dirt tracks and stuff like that. Other than that, man, this sucker is ready to rock. I've shot some sports with it out on soccer fields and some basketball stuff, but primarily portraits. And right now, a lot of places you can get one around $1,000, maybe even less. And the used ones I don't know, but there are people that still have these brand new, and you can get a good deal on them. And you're not going to lose much at all. I know that new sports lens is supposed to be really good, but it's $1,500. $500 means a lot to me. Probably means a lot to you also. So I'd say this is still a very relevant lens, even though it's an older lens. It's been out for 10 years probably. And from what I've heard too, it works really good with the FTZ adapter on the Z cameras. And that may be another reason a lot of people are looking at this lens. But I just wanted to kind of tell you, and like I said, I'll dig up some portraits and I'll show you some background. There's some pictures that I've taken with it. Not that you can really tell much, but some people like to see that. But I'm saying if you're looking for a 70 to 200, one that's really good, one that you'll be proud to carry around, and you can probably use it for a long time. It's especially even if you go into mirrorless and it works so good with the FTZ adapter, hey, that's money savings in your pocket, right? So yeah, sharp, clear, good color resolution, all that stuff that you expect from a 7200, it's here. So if you can find one, just buy that thing and use it until it falls apart. Like I said, I've had this one for at least 6 years. I use it every photo shoot, almost every photo shoot. The only time I don't use it is if I'm using some on-camera flash. If I'm walking around with on-camera flash and this big thing, sometimes I avoid it just a little bit. But I always save this lens for when I want to do the knock the background out kind of shots with no environment showing. It's perfect. So you have a great day. Like I said, I hope maybe I helped you a little bit. Maybe I've been talking too much, but you got a good lens here. If you can find it, use it, get it. Okay. Talk to you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.